Welcome once again, basketball fans from the Augusta Civic Center. It's Munzing Media's Moose Call, as we've got a doubleheader here tonight. Rob Munzing, Nate Munzing. Brittany will be joining us shortly when she gets out of work to take over the camera. Nate will do camera, and Kyler is I'll do play-by-play and run the computer for you here. From high above courtside at the Augusta Civic Center, we're pleased to be here for this doubleheader. We're going to have the national anthem. We'll come back with some pregame notes. So they'll have announcements of the starters. We'll give you the starters here. Jared Gregory, number 1 for Eastern Maine Community College. Number 3, Kyle Francis. Number 11, Cody Card out of Ellsworth, Maine. Brian Candelario from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And D'Anthony McCormick out of Baltimore, Maryland. Steve Rich is the head coach. Fred Ashmore, Jimmy Williams. Assistants, Keith Corey, the athletic director at Eastern Maine Community College. Brandon Rogers gets the start here. We'll talk a little bit about Brandon. Award winner here this week. Jesse Smith out of Troy, New York. Caleb McGuire from locally here, Whitefield, Maine. Tavon Irvin from Albany, New York. And Robert Foss out of Augusta, Maine, running the point here for your Moose. Jim Ford in his ninth season here for the Moose. Warren Newton, assistant coach. Corey Harris joining the assistant ranks. Athletic director Warren Newton, dean of students. Kathleen Dexter at University of Maine, Augusta. We'll get set here for the tip of this one. Want to congratulate Brandon Rogers, named a USCAA Player of the Week. Rogers currently leads the nation rebounding. The center averages 25.5 points and 15.7 bounds per game for that week in winning the award. So we're set to get underway here. Eastern Maine going from right to left in the dark uniforms. The Moose in white. Gregory now going to get it back outside. Card. And I don't think the clock started.
Yeah, we got a little issue with
Well, you
the
can
clock.
see it there right on your screen. The clock not going. That is more than a little issue. It's a big issue. They'll get back at it.
The 80 Warren Newton just a little bit out of position there. He should have been at his home base on the clock. He's there now.
Yeah, Warren's got about 4,322 things going on. He's assistant coach, athletic director. Just did the announcements, and so they'll get it set. We'll call this a good old-fashioned do-over. We should just start over, Nate. Just have a good old-fashioned do-over here.
Well, they'll run off 5 seconds and
yeah, call it good.
Continue play. Game on.
Again, congratulations to Brandon Rogers. What a week he had. 25.5 points, 15.7 rebounds per game for the week. All right, so we'll have the do-over and get set to go. Candelaro, right side now. Candelaro's going to shoot outside, going to iron it out. Here's the guy with the boards, Brandon Rogers. Come the Moose, their first possession, just underway. Back outside, McGuire's going to pop from there. No, irons it off. Irwin tried to keep the rebound for the Moose, couldn't do it. Back on defense he gets McCormick. The hold outside, swing it left side now to Gregory. Zone here for the Moose. They shut it off pretty well, do the Moose. Off the glass and home that time for McCormick.
Yeah, we'll see a different variety of defensive sets by UMA. We've seen everything from a 1-3-1 full court press, even to a half court. Obviously, they'll play some man-to-man in certain situations, and you saw there the 2-3 zone in the defensive set.
It's going to say Moose basketball. Glad you're with us here as Muncie Media makes this Moose call from the Augusta Civic Center for you. Jesse Smith out of Troy, New York, to inbound. Voss got it back outside to Smith. Smith, long range. Doesn't get it. Rogers, his second bound of the night. Rogers goes off balance outside to Smith. Now Voss holds. Voss looks for somebody. Good step over defense. Now ahead of the pack comes Gregory with it. He's got to go deep in the corner, does Gregory. Skip back outside. Candelaro got it in. This is McCormick for the put-up, no-go. Sluggish offensive start, really, both ways.
Yeah, McCormick definitely rushed that last shot a little bit. Looked a little unnatural the way it was released out of his hand.
Going to count the basket. Good solid drive by McGuire. The Whitefield, Maine native. So Caleb's going to get a pair here.
That's a little strange. I thought the official said it was good if it went, and then it went in, and then he's calling it on the floor.
Okay, so they counted the basket, Nate, right? It's 2-2. No. I'm perplexed. Rogers going to pop outside. That went halfway down and home. Chesley now in the game couldn't keep it alive.
Well, yeah, that would indicate that basket was good.
The basket was good.
I didn't.
Yeah, we don't know.
Oh, you know what it was? He fouled. I think it was Rogers down there on the box is where the foul was. It wasn't on the shooter.
Betcha. Irwin, nice move. No, follow. No, won't go. They'll keep it alive. Still alive. Chesley's popped it home.
Basketball number 30, Keith Chesley.
And that's what Keith can do there. He's a persistent rebounder. Keith Chesley out of Lawrence High School. Gregory now. He got a three.
Three-point goal by number 1, Derek.
5-4. McGuire. Good step over defense. Stolen away by Calandero. Skipped ahead. And the foul on the floor. Good foul there as they'll foul McCormick. Send him to the line.
Foul number 20, Jesse Smith, his first.
Smith, his first.
Anthony McCormick, line shooting 2.
So DeAnthony McCormick out of Baltimore, Maryland. Got to shoot his bounce. No. Chesley, and now here come the Moose. Irwin with it. Eastern Maine in man-to-man defense. They tried to get the entry inside to Jesse Smith. A little bit out of Jesse's reach, went out of bounds.
Yeah, I have to say, I like how UMA, the guys down in the box are doing a very good job of sealing the defender, but the entry pass just hasn't been there these past two possessions.
Worked outside. Calandero's going to hold. This will be Gregory with the pop. That one wouldn't go. Rebound came off to McGuire. 6-4. Irwin holds. They let him alone, so he pops. Went hard off the glass, didn't get home. That was Codd with the rebound. Had they come. Gregory dishes back outside. This is Francis with it. He gets the shooter's bounce, and he gets a 3-ball.
3-point goal by number 3, Carl Francis.
Chesley now back over. Moose trail 9-4. Irwin. Coach Ford on the sideline prowl, not happy with the movement on offense. And there on a take was Irwin. You could hear Coach Ford saying, guys, that's not it.
Foul number 25, Brian Candelario is
But you got to agree with Irwin there in regards to the defense that he's seeing. If you're getting pressured, especially on the ball, as tightly as EMCC right now is playing against UMA and their man-to-man pressure, you have to take it to the basket. If you decide to dribble outside the perimeter, it's just going to either force a turnover or you're going to end up running down the shot clock and not getting a very good shot. So I agree in taking the ball to the hole, especially in that situation where the defense is playing you so tight.
1 and 2 for Irwin. Candelero got it back outside now. Codd. McCormick got it off now outside to Jared Gregory. 2-3 zone looks like, Nate, for the Moose here. Gregory looks to pick at that a little bit. Almost a steal by Rogers, but no. Skipped inside. They try to get down inside to Francis. He had to get it back outside. Good step over by Chesley, and that was pretty good defense on that sequence there, although the Moose got picked up with the foul.
Yeah, they did a great job when Rogers came up to attempt to make the interception on the pass. UMA did a great job in rotating and filling his void. He ended up coming in playing up at the top, and I believe I don't know who's playing up at the top. I think Chesley ended up going down and playing where he vacated. So it was a great job defensively by UMA there.
Denninger now with it in the game. Harmon also. Denninger and Harmon out front. This is Harmon. He's going to pop one. Not going to go. Rebound comes long. Moose on a semi-break, but they'll pull it up now. Skipped inside. This is Rogers. Good head and shoulder fake. Dipped it inside to McKenzie, but it came back to Rogers. Somebody's got to shoot it. They're going to get a 3. That didn't draw anything. So the shot, did they get a new shot clock? No, it goes inside. Won't be a matter as Rogers finishes.
number 15, Brandon Rogers.
Not pretty, but effective.
Yeah, not a very good shot there by Jesse Smith, but getting his own rebound and then dribbling it down in and finding the open Rogers down the box.
Denninger, 3-ball.
3-point goal by number 23, Brett Denninger.
And if you're UMA now on your defensive side, you got to find him. He's been hitting from outside, and they've had a few of those. Although the 2-3 zone is going to force more 3-pointers, it's just a matter of closing on him quicker than expected.
That's McGuire's spot, so that was a good shot for Caleb, but he didn't get it home. Gregory skips it ahead. They will go back outside. Denninger got 2 in a row.
3-point goal by number 23, Brett Denninger.
Yeah, dead-eye. That was nice inside-outside there by Easton Maine.
Yeah, you got to give it up for them. I mean, pushing the ball up the court is definitely going to affect the setup of the 2-3 zone, and then 2, finding the open shooter there as he hit his second in a row.
Well, there was a war underneath during the rebounding action. They found Chesley, did Easton Maine, made sure he couldn't do what he does best, which was scrap for rebounds. Well, they come out. Harmon was able to dish it back out. They're going to reset it with Gregory. Denninger calls for some motion out of it. That is a real 3. Stolen. Gregory goes. Gets fouled. Let's see if they call him call him on travel. Okay.
Travel.
Jump stop, and then I think he picked up the pivot foot, Nate.
Yeah, you're right, Rob.
Glad you could join us here for this Moose call. Rob Munzing, Nate Munzing. Brittany's in the house. Rushed over from work. Got right upstairs on the camera. Nate and I were doing pretty well together. Nate was doing camera and color. I was doing play-by-play and running the computer. And you folks at home felt we had like 8 people here, I know. Inside it goes. That's a nice follow, but The bunny back and forth by Rogers, up and down.
I really like how UMA is attacking the boards, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I think they got a height advantage, don't you, Nate?
They do, and I'm a little surprised at the fact that they're playing that 2-3 because they do have the height advantage. So maybe it's just a ploy from Coach Ford here to kind of save some legs a little bit. It takes a little bit less out of you to play a 2-3 than a man-to-man.
Chesley's got it. Rogers got a nice baseline move, and yeah, you had to hack him there because he was going up.
Yeah, I like how UMA right now, they're having some success taking the ball to the hole, so I'd like to see them do that more often. They're trying to work their height advantage a little bit, Rob, like we were just talking about, down in the lower box where they're trying to seal off the defender, get a bounce pass down underneath and then work it and pound it. But that has been working, as well as some dribble penetration and taking the ball to the hole.
Garrett Alley checks in for your Moose. You'll see Garrett here shortly. We're making a star out of Garrett with all these ads running him. He's probably got a fan club and everything by now, I imagine. I want to thank the fine folks that went on from UMA on my old former student, Johnny James, on 92 Moose, talking about the basketball program and all of that. John had him on, and they gave some nice kudos to us at Munzing Media. And I'm telling you, we couldn't be more pleased to be working with such a fine group and organization as UMA Athletics. Boy, they make our job easy. They make us look good with their help, and we certainly thank everybody and look forward to a long relationship with them. 15-11. Moose clawing back. That's a nice feed inside. Little bit deep inside, not able to get it up and down was Kyle Francis as he got pinned in a little bit under the basket.
Yeah, it's a really difficult angle to be able to get the ball off the glass and get it in. You end up getting too far underneath, and then the rim only acts almost as a defender because you got to try and work it around off the glass. It's a tough shot to make.
Coach Ford wants movement and patience, and that's what's happening. Set shot clock at 15. This is Irwin. This is a downtown dedication. Nice rebound, Rogers. That is why, boys and girls, he's up there among the leaders in the country in rebounding. He just has great, one, leaping ability, two, timing.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he could almost like as of a read. He saw the shot going up and the lane going down to the basket, was able to basically cut down and almost as if it was a called play, get the rebound on the backside. Great vision.
And as we were talking about that, Irwin down with a pretty move, held himself in the air and finished smartly. Moose have come back to tie this at 15. Galandera, that was a rejection by Rogers. Irwin got it tipped away. That was a good defensive play by Denninger. I'm going to get a foul by Garrett, I think. 15-15.
Foul number 23, Garrett Alley, his first, team third.
I like the communication there by Garrett Alley and Coach Ford.
I love it. Yeah. Well, people looking on sometimes when coaches and players get going, they want it to be like divinity school, but it really isn't on the sidelines. It's not like that. It's not please and thank you. There's no time for niceties.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And there we see Garrett with a great box out in seal.
Well, that was a lazy pass, and boy, they lucked out because knocked away by Gregory, and Jared Gregory could have had himself an easy one, but it ended up going out of bounds. Both benches are about the same. When you take a look, there's, 4 reserves each way, so it's going to be that kind of game. The first 7 are going to get a lot of time, I think. Chesley he had Alley underneath. He couldn't get it to him. It was tipped away. McCormick comes, doesn't finish. Comes all the way back out. Codd's got it now. Cody Codd skips it, got it back on the skip. Nice feed underneath. Nice defense by Garrett Alley.
And again, that's going to favor UMA all day. If they want to go ahead and try and get that pass down to the baseline, UMA is going to be okay with that because they've got their height advantage and some good shot blocking ability.
Yeah, tough pass got away there that time from the Moose. Coach 1 or 3 seconds. Not quite.
Number 35, Anthony McCormick.
DeAnthony McCormick.
Yeah, Jesse's got to do a better job of making it easy to telegraph where his pass is going there in that zone.
Well, they're overplaying the pass, you know, so they'll probably use that to their advantage coming up here later. 17-15, we'll come back. More Moose Call after these messages.
I didn't really think about going to college after high school. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I worked for a marine construction company. Long hours away from home. It just wasn't working with raising my son. UMA offered what I needed. Great professors, a terrific price, and a learning center close to my home. I even played on UMA's basketball team. When I graduated, I got a job right away as a medical lab technician. UMA really helped me achieve my goals in life and in my career. I love UMA. I'm really proud, and so is my son.
Back here at the Augusta Civic Center, you saw Garrett Alley. A little more cool, calm, and composed there than he was a second ago. Rogers, inside it goes. Oh, halfway down it went. But McGuire couldn't get it. Rogers got it back outside. Smith's got a bomb. He's got to follow. He's got a floater home. Nice job, nice follow. Jesse Smith on the follow. Talk a little bit about Jesse's role and how it's evolved here during the course of the season, Nate, when we get a little bit of time. That was a pretty left-handed put-up, and boy, getting the roll and up and down just in the game was, let's see. You know, I don't have, was that 32? I don't have a 32. That might be Sterling. He didn't have a number on the roster. I'm going to go with Sterling on that. Rogers, no. It's loose. McGuire's feisty. Now we get a foul call. So it's Smith now with Voss coming in and Irwin coming back. That's released Jesse to be more of a shooting, playing more of a 2, Nate.
Yeah, we saw him in the front half of the season to take on more and more roles, probably some roles that he could do at the time because they didn't have those other guys that he had to fill in and bringing the ball up and breaking presses on his own, and that really takes a toll. And in terms of shooting, it eats away at your legs. You're not going to have the sustainability later on down in the game to be able to get up and leap and get good shots off. So his shooting suffered a little bit later on in game. So I think it's going to help him here in the second half as we've seen him being able to hit some big shots later on.
That was a 3 for Gregory there. Is good job by Eastern Maine to rotate the ball, make the zone chase around a little bit, and finally get one there. Chesley all alone. Boy, what a nice pass inside. That came from Irwin. That was a pretty pass.
Well, you called it
Irwin.
That EMCC had been overplaying the pass, so Irwin did a great job of pump fake up across the court, and then boom, diagonally right down to Chesley in the corner.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give the old maestro on the sidelines a little credit for that because I think that was talked about by Coach Ford during that timeout, Nate. You know, that's the role of a coach there, is to take a look at the overall, because sometimes as a player, you know, you have your specific roles and say, hey, listen, guys, all you're going to do is just go fake this side, let them rotate, and then we're going to have that pass back there. And,
yeah.
That's exactly
You're right. I mean, anytime you're
great
a player,
execution, great coaching.
Yeah, anytime you're a player, you're going to get that kind of tunnel vision where, you know, you're set and you're locked in that I've got to do this at this point, at this time, and you don't get a chance to see the big picture. So you're right about that, Rob.
There it is again. They got it to Rogers. He goes hard. He got hacked. But that was the same thing. A look off. Ches broke to the basket. They threaded it through. He didn't get it home, but Rogers was there for what he does well, which is rebound, and then went up and got.
Yeah, see what's going to end up. Yeah, what's going to happen later on. We're going to see, you know, the adjustment of UMA off of that, where they'll fake underneath and not get it there, but they'll get an open 3 later on, or something, or a quick pass to maybe the elbow or something like that.
We got a good game here, 22-20. Francis got cut off, skipped it back outside to Calanero. Rung out for Card, but then rung home. It looked like it was coming out, went home. A little trap now. Rogers. Little penetration. Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! That's worth 3 oh my's.
Basketball number 24, Devin Irwin.
I wish we had some ballerina moves, music to play in the background of that one. That was beautiful.
That was such
that's
a quick
highlight.
spin. Such a quick spin that he
Oh.
covered about half the distance that he needed to just with that, and good control at the layup. A lot of the
Yeah.
time, you don't see if somebody doesn't use the backboard. Sometimes they're a little too aggressive and it will bounce off the back of the rim. But he had a nice touch on the layup to get it to fall.
That was beautiful. 3-point. Rings out. Rogers rebounds and brings it up. Nobody challenges, so Brandon says, I'll take it for a while. They had Maguire maybe on that cut there.
Yeah, he did a great job coming from the opposite
yeah,
side.
Yeah, he won the spot if they could have got it to him. He probably had an easy layup. Yeah, that was a forced pass inside. UMA lucky to get it. Smith, floater, no. Over the back is UMA, but doesn't get called. Gregory got it back outside. Pop there, no. And let's see, that's going to count. McCormick with a nice finish.
Foul number 24, Tevin Irwin, his first.
Irwin's his first.
Basket's good by number 35.
You know,
He's at the line shooting one.
Dininger came in, hit those couple of back-to-back threes, Nate, and he really hasn't seen the ball much since.
Yeah, I'm a little
I
surprised.
mean, he was all net, and one of those was a downtown Leroy Brown.
He's not in foul trouble, so that's a little.
And
Basket by number 22, Caleb McGuire.
Caleb McGuire got loose. Had a nice finish on that one. Almost got caught. Sometimes you see guys get caught there, Nate, because they're not sure whether they should dunk or go up. So that was like a kind of a semi-dunk, which is hard to do.
Yeah, he didn't quite have the full head of steam, if you will, to be able to leap off the 1 foot, and then kind of last minute decided 2 feet, and then was he going to use 2 hands, and then he kind of went up and just with the one.
Pass tipped away, and it comes to Jared Gregory. Gregory gets off right side. Didn't get down from McCormick. That's going to be hard to handle.
And that's too bad, because I think that UMA can do a pretty good job of running the court a little bit and pushing the ball. I think they'd have some success, obviously not on that last possession there, but they're doing a really great job defensively rebounding. If they can push the ball up, I think they can really cause EMCC some trouble, because they won't be able to get back and set into their 1-3-1 zone right now.
Nice animation. Garrett Daly, what a good play. Coach likes that one. 26-24. This has been a really good game. Little change in the lineup tonight as the men are playing first. One will play later. Stay with us. We'll have that game. We'll shut down, come up with a fresh game for you. Alley. Smith. Rogers, nice body control along the baseline. Just glides. Gregory now. Hesitation dribble along the baseline. Stayed in bounds somehow. Magically. Gregory skipped it inside. And nice finish. That was McCormick on the finish.
Well, it's interesting to watch this, because both teams are kind of doing the same thing, and it's just a matter of which team's doing what better.
Yeah, right.
They're
very
both playing defensively. They're both playing zones. Offensively, they're both doing a very good job of breaking down the defensive zone. So I'm a little surprised to see that one won't go man here soon to try and change things up a bit and maybe prevent a couple offensive scores on the opposite side.
It looks to me like maybe
there we go,
Easton
man-to-man.
Maine's in man now. And Smith is going to try to hit a bomb. His shooting's been a little off tonight. Head of the pack is McCormick for the finish. 30-26.
You can tell that McCormick's got a pretty good motor. He's
Yeah.
he's a quick, fast guy, and he's a good leaper as well.
Chesley got it over to Rogers, got it knocked away. Cody Card on the knockout. He's out of Ellsworth High School, Ellsworth, Maine. Shot clock at 21. They'll carve it all the way deep into Smith. He holds. Irwin's got it. Head and shoulder fake back to Smith. To Rogers. Rogers dished inside, but that was good help defense by McCormick, and he's got the steal to Gregory. Jared Gregory to put up no too hard. Rebound was pulled down by Eastern Maine. They'll go back to work. Downtown, 3-point basket.
3-point goal by number 25, Brian Candelario.
That was Candelario on the 3. Garrett Alley.
Basket by number 23, Garrett Alley.
Garrett says thanks very much. Everybody fell down. He had to put up and down. Gregory, no. Tipped away. And the Moose got it. 33-28. A little housekeeping done by Owen in the backcourt. Hesitation. Spins. Lays it up. Wouldn't go. On the prowl. Candelario got it ahead and up and down from McCormick.
Well, I think in the last minute and a half here, EMCC's really started pumping the ball up the court and
They have
pushing
pressed it.
And UMA looking a little tired. They haven't been able to get back and really contest very many shots as of late.
Rogers has got it. Back outside. Chesley a 3 lined up. It's going to hit net, the front of it. McCormick. Back outside. 3 if it goes. UMA might have caught a break on that. That could have been a 10-point lead. Now they get a chance to cut into it here. 1:03 left. 27 on the shot clock.
1 minute remaining in the half.
They get a couple of possessions here. Chesley's open. Somebody went down. I didn't see it. I think Irwin's down on the court.
Yeah, McCormick was holding him. He's trying to get open. He grabbed his arm as he's trying to get away from him and went down to the ground.
Pretty clearly played first half here, Nate, as we take a look at the foul situation. 6 on the Moose, 5.
Yeah, I'd say if
He's
you're
in Maine, so that's good.
coaching up
half.
the coaching point here is if you're not in the bonus, it's okay. You're under a minute, that's all right.
And nobody in any individual problem. Rogers went in, and they're going to call
Jump ball.
jump, and it'll be possession for the Moose. Well, they caught a break on that. That was good defense as they tied up Rogers going up. Smith is open. They came back into Alley. Alley's way underneath. Couldn't get it off. Thought he got pushed. Harmon with it now. Skips it right side. Rejection. Irwin. Chesley fighting for it. And I don't think they were going to call back court, but I think that Harmon thought it was going to be back court. And he put the ball under his arm, went down the left sideline. Looked like he was going to score a touchdown.
That was a little everyone froze.
Yeah.
They're waiting for, even the officials were waiting for one of them to blow the
You know,
whistle or something.
I don't know, Nate. I don't think there was any possession. I think he could have picked that clean and been okay. Uh-oh. Coach Ford tried to call a timeout with the ball in the air. Why not? They might grant you one, you know?
You know what? I bet maybe 3 out of 5 times that they would say, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not in that drastic a situation, but I bet it's been done before. We'll put it that way.
They're trying to get Sibley in the game here. I don't think they got him to the table fast enough here. Calandero got a left side held by Card. Floater home.
Yeah, UMA looking really, really tired here
That
at
was
the end of this first half.
37-28. They got 20 seconds left. Eastern Maine sensing that comes up on him. Irwin. Shot clock's off. Game clock's on. You see it at the top of the screen. That was a tough shot and home. That was a tough shot. So, we've had a feisty first half here from UMA. 37-30 is your score. We'll come back. Halftime activities after these messages.
I was stagnating in my job. I wanted to study computer science. I looked at other programs, both online and in the state. UMA was very affordable, fit my budget, fit my schedule. It's really geared towards a working person. The support was just amazing. I once emailed a professor on a Saturday night and she called me back on a Sunday morning. That's UMA. I found what I really wanted for a career. I never would have done it without UMA. I am a very happy geek.
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
Well, we're here at halftime. Ariante Lee is going to join me, and from San Antonio, Texas. You getting used to this Maine weather yet, kid?
No. No, not really.
Although they've had some wild weather in Texas, probably not San Antonio, though.
No. When I went for Christmas break, it wasn't so bad. It was actually good, but I guess right now they're having like cold weather and a few inches of snow on the ground, so they tripping over that.
They don't know what to do about it, do they?
Right?
So congratulations, young lady, on your award. You've been Player of the Week in the league, but this was a national award.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic week for you.
Yeah.
How's that make you feel?
I guess it makes me feel good. I mean, I want to do better and stuff like that, but it makes me feel good to get recognized. So that's good.
Yeah, well, certainly a big award, national, and we have two, Brandon on the men and you on the women's team. That's a fantastic accomplishment for you kids individually, but when you take a look at the program, what a thing for UMA basketball.
Right. That's really good. And Brandon, he's a great player also. Yeah. So I mean, he deserved the award also. So.
Well, you have too. You've done a terrific job here. And one of the things that we've talked about a lot with the kids that have come on and Coach Laney and Coach Ford and all that is the family approach to UMA basketball. Talk a little bit about that, the relationship that you have with each other. And you support the men, they support you, and you're each there for each other.
Yeah, we are support each other real good. Like they cheer us on, and like if we like having a bad game, like the men's player, they'll come talk to us or like try to encourage us and stuff like that. So I mean that's pretty good. We cheer on the men's team as much as possible. So.
Well, I want to know, do you have like a fan club down in San Antonio? Your family get to watch these games and things like that? They get to see you play or the replay or what?
Yeah, they get to see the replay, so they hardly have time to watch it. So one time my brother watched it live, and I had a bad game. He got mad. He was like, I'm not going to watch it if you're going to play. He was like, I'm not going to watch it if you play bad. So I was like, okay.
Well, we certainly want to wish you the very best of luck here as you continue your season and your career here with UMA basketball. Thanks for joining us, Ariante.
Thank you.
And we'll come back. We'll finish halftime, be back for what should be a good second half in the men's game after these messages.
I didn't really think about going to college after high school. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I worked for a marine construction company, long hours away from home. I just wasn't working with raising my son. UMA offered what I needed. Great professors, a terrific price, and a learning center close to my home. I even played on UMA's basketball team. When I graduated, I got a job right away as a medical lab technician. UMA really helped me achieve my goals in life and in my career. I love UMA. I'm really proud, and so is my son.
Some work for the UMA Moose to do. They trail by 7 here, 37-30. Ariante Lee, what a nice young lady she is and a terrific basketball player. And congratulations to her on her award with USCAA Basketball, National Award. One for the men, Brandon Rogers, and Ariante representing UMA women's basketball with the award. Fantastic. National awards, folks. This is a big deal.
Foul number 25, Ryan Candelario, his third, team first.
Oh, that's a big foul right there, Nate.
It sure is.
That's the third one.
I was going to say he's probably going to have to come out
He's been
sooner rather than later now.
Candelario's been a good player here tonight for Eastern Maine. That, boys and girls, was a real shot.
Yeah, I think that's one of those shots that's really overlooked. That's very difficult, especially fading away from the basket, because not only does you have to adjust in how far you're shooting, but you also have to adjust in the angle because you're moving away from the basket.
Jared Gregory comes out bombing. Got a 3-point shot. 8-point lead. Here's the entry. Rogers got hit. Oh, couldn't fall down. He's getting to it, the free throw line. Not only Rogers will drop that one in.
I like UMA's coming out here and doing in the second half here. It's just a matter of finding the mismatch, and they know who's guarding Rogers, and he's going to create that mismatch for him and have a better opportunity to score. So trying to exploit that a little bit. We'll see. You just can't trade 2 baskets for a 3-pointer
right,
on the other
exactly.
end. You got to do a better job of closing out defensively and making some stops.
Rogers makes both.
So 2 from the line for Rogers. Gregory, he just hit a 3. Gets trapped. They put the shooter call when Denninger got it, as they should. He hit a couple of early threes. Nice dish underneath. Nice rejection coming by Rogers. Swatted that away. Irwin goes. Knocked it. Did it get knocked away? Yeah, it did. It's going to stay white basketball.
It almost looked the way that Irwin responded to the ball he was chasing after it. That
Yeah.
It looked like he might have touched it, but
Well, sometimes that'll sway the official, too. Jesse Smith gets it in. Swung around. Boss, deep. That was a tough one to handle. Now it comes inside. You can see a concerted effort to get it inside, Nate.
Number 22, Caleb McGuire.
Caleb McGuire was blocked up downtown there inside. He got it home.
we saw it in the first half that the guys underneath, McGuire and Rogers and even Garrett Alley for a portion there, did a great job of sealing their man off on the box and getting position. And they just weren't getting the pass to be able to make a shot.
Yeah, they weren't patient enough either, Nate, too, and nice defense coming over by, was that Irwin? No, it was
Jesse Smith
Jesse
there
Smith.
on the rotation
Jesse
down
came
to the
flying
corner.
down on the rotation. But in order to get that, you've got to rotate the ball a few times and maybe pass up some questionable shots that they took in the first half. Comes Foss with it. Dips it inside. That's a tough move inside. Boy, that was a tough one to handle for Irwin, but he did get it home.
Basket by number 24, Devin Irwin.
So nice little run here. They've got it down to 2 to the Moose, 40-38. Offense looks more productive for the Moose. Defense a little more aggressive, too. Cody Card for 2. Little baseline pop. Underneath, McGuire, head and shoulder fake, goes home with it.
Well, I got a little worried there, thinking that Caleb took a little bit too much time on that layup, but he did a good job of squaring up and making a good shot.
2-point game. The first half was played at a frantic pace, shall we say, in a quick game. Nobody went to the free throw line very often.
Basket by number 11, Cody Card.
In real time, the 20-minute half was played in just about a half an hour. It was just a little over 30 minutes by our clock. 44-40. That one got thrown away. Gregory with it now. Here he comes. That was a pretty move, but it didn't get down. Knocked away. Who's got it? Moose have it. Behind the back it goes. Dished off. Rogers with a pretty finish.
Basket by number 15, Brandon Rogers.
It looked like practice as they ran a three-man weave almost, Nate. A little energy here in the legs of the Moose.
Well, and that's exactly what they needed out of the coming out of the halftime here. Is we see a lot of times that if you're down only by a couple, that if you come out lax, the other team just ends up blowing you out of the water. And on the flip side here, UMA has come out with a huge spark, scored a lot. They've made a lot of great defensive plays and turned around and scored points from it. So just what they wanted to see coming out of the half.
Easton Maine and man. High pick by McGuire. Frees up Irwin for one. Wouldn't go. Rebound by Gregory. Jared Gregory out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Gets it ahead. This is Cody Codd. Tipped up. No. Smith. Jesse. Irwin.
Basket by number 24, Kevin Irwin.
Irwin is a pretty finisher.
Yeah,
you can give him the ball about anywhere, Nate, and he gets his body under control.
Well, I think one of his huge advantages is, one, he's got such great touch when he's that close to the rim.
Yes.
And the second part, he's got these really long arms for his body. I don't know if
boy,
I've ever seen that. I mean, if anything, that should have been called a jump ball.
Oh, my.
That was a great play by Caleb.
It surely was. Caleb would have. I think it was an anticipatory call by the official, and sometimes you wish you could just swallow your whistle. You really do. I mean, what do you make the call because it looks like it's going to be something, but it wasn't. It looked like it was all ball. Everybody came up on the UMA side. Coach Ford came up so high, he was up in the rafters. Tough one. Voss now for the Moose. Off the dribble he goes. A runner and home. Robert Voss.
Basket by number 33, Robert Foss.
Yeah, when you're a passing point guard, sometimes you get these shots that you normally wouldn't expect because they play you for the pass.
Yeah, and again, that's a tough spot to score from the scoop.
They let that go. Harmon in and out. Loose. Who's got it? Rogers had it. Harmon with a good hustle play. Harmon goes. Boy, that was a nice hustle play by Harmon.
Number 10, Vincent Harmon.
Boy, Harmon missed it. It came to the Moose. They went back and got it. Coach Ford's still upset about the block. He's going to take a timeout. We'll take the timeout back. More basketball after these messages.
Stagnating in my job. I wanted to study computer science. I looked at other programs, both online and in the state. UMA was very affordable, fit my budget, fit my schedule. It's really geared towards a working person. The support was just amazing. I once emailed a professor on a Saturday night, and she called me back on a Sunday morning. That's UMA. I found what I really wanted for a career. I never would have done it without UMA. I am a very happy geek.
Back at the UMA, the Augusta Civic Center, the home court for the UMA Moose. First of two games, we got a good one brewing here. 2-point lead for Easton Maine Community College over your Moose. Moose will look to tie it up here. It's Irwin with it. Tries to go. Gets cut off. Looks for help. Gets it to Foss. He's going to penetrate. He's a good penetrator. Dribbled into trouble and got it scooped. Gregory's got it now. He's going to kick it back outside. Cody. Foss jumped on him. Now the inside and home. I'm going to see who they announce this in.
Number 32, Tyrone Sterling.
Because I did not have
Sterling.
a number 32, and it is Tyrone Sterling as we thought. So I'm glad we got that right earlier.
Basket by number 15, Brandon Rogers.
Rogers on a finish. They go after each other here. 2-point game, 50-48. Skims out. Nice head and shoulder fake and finish by Cody Codd. And now we're going to get a full timeout. So we get full timeout. We'll take the timeout. Come back. More basketball after this message.
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
about going to college after high school. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I worked for a marine construction company, long hours away from home. I just wasn't working with raising my son. UMA offered what I needed. Great professors, a terrific price, and a learning center close to my home. I even played on UMA's basketball team. When I graduated, I got a job right away as a medical lab technician. UMA really helped me achieve my goals in life and in my career. I love UMA. I'm really proud, and so is my son.
Moose out of the huddle. Full timeout taken by Coach Jim Ford. I think he wanted to set some defensive looks here. We got somebody injured down there, too. We're going to try to take a look across the way, see who's being attended to by the training staff.
Looks like Foss.
Yeah, it may have just a cut. You got to come out if you're bleeding, so Robert might just have a cut. Roger swoops. That goaltending. Oh, call the block. Okay.
Foul number 32, Tyrone Sterling, his second, team third.
Second on Sterling.
Brandon Rogers line shooting 2.
Third team foul. First one lips out. One of two. Closes it to 52-49. Eastern Maine on the hunt. Dininger got it back over to Gregory. He's going to lip one. Cody's been active this quarter, this half.
He has, and he's a
Cody
little bit undersized down there on
Yeah.
the baseline. He's done a pretty good job of shooting that baseline jumper. He's had a couple points, gotten about 4 or 5.
He'll get another. 52-49, 13:24 left in this one. Stay with us. We'll power down, power back up for the women's game. Lane opens up and hip checked as he went through was Irving. So Irving's going to go to the free. No, it's not yet. He's going to be on the floor.
His first, team fourth.
Be Moose basketball as they chase it down. Rogers was inside. This is to Smith, and he finishes. Nice unselfish pass there, that time by Brendan Rogers. Found Smith for an easier one. Dininger, they stay off him. He was hot. He came down and put up a couple of long-range dedications in the first half. Sterling gets it back out. Sterling goes, and we get a foul. Tyrone Sterling.
Foul number 22, Caleb McGuire, his fourth, team third.
Well, there's trouble for Caleb. 4 on him.
Line shooting 2.
So that fourth foul snuck on him. I imagine we'll see Garrett Alley come in the game here, and he is at the scorer's table. So Garrett will check in.
Well, it's been a completely different half than we saw in the first one. The first one we saw, the zones really end up pushing the shooting out. A lot of three-pointers, more transitional baskets. And in this half, we've seen the opposite of that. We've seen the people taking the ball to the hole, getting fouled, going to the free throw line.
Yeah, a lot more free throws for sure, Nate. Irwin put a floater up. Head coach Josh Hunt of Eastern Maine Community College. A little questioning on that maneuver by Irwin. Harmon. No. Cod keeps it alive and keeps it and knocks it off of the Moose, so it'll stay blue basketball. But that was a no-look pass, but it was a good defense. I think Alley got a piece of it. Smith. Thrown away and heaved. Touchdown.
Yeah. Completion deep there.
Completion, pretty. Lots of changes coming in here for Eastern Maine. We'll get them. Kyle Francis back in the game. McCormick. Everett Fields in the game now. Rogers drives. Left a little shot. It's loose. Alley's got it. Looking for help. Diagonal pass. That's stolen away by and dunked by Vincent Harmon. And a technical. A technical for what?
Technical foul, number 10, Vincent Harmon, his first, team foul.
I know these are collegiate officials, but I think they're used to doing too many high school games.
Did they? Was that like for taunting?
He was just excited he just made that shot. He didn't taunt anybody. That was a big boy dunk.
Yeah. Hey, if I'm a freshman on a sneak away and I dunk the ball, I'm going to be excited too.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, was he like, shooting pistols at him and that kind of stuff?
No,
or?
I think he was just excited that he made that shot.
Yeah, Irwin didn't get either one.
Yeah, as they say, the ball never lies.
A little pressure now. 58, 51, 7 points now. Ches got it stripped. Fields skips, and finishing is McCormick. And now those four that came in, what Coach Hunt was doing was putting four guys in that hadn't played too much, some of them, so that he could pressure them, go full court. I'm sorry, Steve Rich. I'm sorry. I'm giving you the women's coach. Glad Nate pointed that out to me.
Yeah, and it's really changed
Steve Rich.
the whole flow of this. When these fresh legs came in, the guys for EMCC have really just been pushing the ball up and being really active defensively, really disrupting the whole flow of what UMA was so accustomed to in the second half, where they were going down and really taking their time and getting good shots off.
Yeah, well, Coach Steve Rich is happy about that. Coach Jim Ford's got some work to do. 63-51, 11:04 left. We're back after this.
I was stagnating in my job. I wanted to study computer science. I looked at other programs, both online and in the state. UMA was very affordable, fit my budget, fit my schedule. It's really geared towards a working person. The support was just amazing. I once emailed a professor on a Saturday night, and she called me back on a Sunday morning. That's UMA. I found what I really wanted for a career. I never would have done it without UMA. I am a very happy geek.
There you see Coach Steve Rich. Sorry, Coach. I'm holding the roster up with the players' names on it. I look down at the women's roster and I see head coach. That's why I call him Coach Hunt. But that is Steve Rich doing a terrific job with the Eastern Maine Community College program. UMA late coming out on the floor. Getting some last-minute instructions in the huddle. Sibley in the game getting some instructions from Coach Elliot Sibley, the sophomore out of Ipswich. Alley, head and shoulder, get it home. Good finish by Garrett Alley. Good body control, good up and down fake. Drew the defender, finished, got harmed.
Yeah, just an overall really smart play. Go up with the ball fake, get the defender up in the air, and use your body to be able to get a good angle at the basket and get a good shot.
Gregory got it left side. That was Fields for a pop. Everett Fields. Just in the game, shot that as sweet as could be. 66-53. Moose need to go to work here. This is Rogers one-on-one on Gregory. Head and shoulder fake. Yeah, that's a foul.
Foul number
be on the floor. Seventh foul, so that could be important for the Moose, Nate, as they've only got 3 fouls, so they can take it aggressively. Anything that happens now will be a shooting situation, and starting with this right now.
Well, and that's got to be a point of emphasis that Coach Ford is going to have to get to his guys to say, hey, listen, we're already in the bonus. Go ahead and take the ball to the basket.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of success tonight by doing that. We've seen Rogers and Irwin go ahead and be able to make shots and beat their defender off the dribble without a problem so far. I really think that's a huge advantage for them, and they've done a pretty good job to utilize that. They just haven't been able to capitalize defensively to make enough stops to get really back in the game here.
Yeah, and you don't know whether they've got the legs to extend to some full court pressure. High post. Fields on a double dribble. Fields a freshman. Ahead of the pack is Rogers. Gregory on him. Rogers takes him. Comes over to Sibley. Dish inside. Alley the finish. Nice feed by Brandon Rogers.
And again, dribble penetration. Gets an open look down underneath.
Well, the Moose are going to need some stops here in the final 10 minutes.
3-point goal by number 1, Jared Gregory.
Jared Gregory. One right in the kisser there, 69-56.
Yeah, if I'm UMA here, I think I'm selling out on all 3-pointers. Go up and get into somebody's face sooner rather than later, and give them those little 2-point baseline shots if they can go ahead and hit.
Rogers got the rebound, brought it back out deep. Long range, no. Comes Gregory. Head of the pack it goes now. Fields skipped it inside, and a kick by Irwin. Sub in the game. I've got a hard time reading the Eastern Maine front numbers, Nate. They're very small.
This week card just came in.
Fields skipped it inside, but good step over by Rogers and got a steal. Irwin now goes to work. Got a 3. Ironed it up. Out of bounds. Sibley couldn't chase it down in time. So the Moose banged it inside early on. Their 3-point shooting has not been as precise as we have seen it in some other games, Nate.
Yeah, and I think that has come down. We saw in the first half how tired they got towards the latter half of that point in the game. So I think being fatigued and tired and dead legs are always going to affect a shot, no matter what.
Candelario didn't get it to go. Moose on a semi-break. And a foul called. That was Jesse Smith, I think, taking it to the hole.
You're UMA. I mean, it was Irwin, but that's exactly what you want. You want to take the ball to the hole and get fouled and get 2 free shots and the clock to be stopped.
Yeah, when they can score without ticking and talking. Elliott Sibley will check out. Chesley in for the Moose. Chesley, Smith, Rogers, McGuire playing with 4 in Irwin. That's the Moose herd out there. Collapse the defense. He's your 3-point shooter. He's been a little quiet lately, but Brett Deniger, another 3. He's got at least 3 or 4 threes. Stolen away. Card. Here comes Cody Card. Skips it ahead. Nice finish. That was McCormick on the nice feed from Card. Extends it 74-57. Getting away from the Moose a little bit here, Nate, with 7:45 left.
Yeah, and then again, that's the problem. When you're in that zone, you're collapsing the majority of your defenders down on one person in the box, and all they have to do is kick it out.
Yeah.
They've really pulled away because of those 3-pointers that they fed the ball underneath, and I feel like that's an okay thing to do. Go ahead and let them pass it underneath. You have the advantage, even if you go one-on-one and you have your defender against their offensive guy. That's okay. You almost want to, instead of going down to the offensive player, you've got to expand out because you know they're looking to kick the ball out.
I think defensively, we'll say to the next trip down, I think it's probably about time for the Moose to go back in the man. Good power drive. No, wouldn't go. Tipped up, no. Ahead the pack. And laid off and finished by McCormick, who was a good finisher. The Anthony McCormick. Made the offensive foul call.
Foul number 20, Jesse Smith, his second, team fourth.
14 foul. 76-57. You see the score. The Moose came out in the second half. Erased the lead. Got it down. I don't know if they ever got it tied. They got it within 2.
Anthony McCormick, his second, team ninth.
They did the closest they got it to us within 2.
Made a 50-48 at one time, but Eastern Maine has opened up the offense here and has done a better job inside against the Moose here in the second half. McGuire, he's got that baseline pop, wouldn't go. Moose aren't shooting as well either.
Yeah, and the EMCC on the defensive side has rebounded almost completely different than they did in the first half.
Yeah.
They've really controlled UMA with a one-shot turn, if you will, on their offensive set.
Cott has had a nice second half. Cody Cott, we're going to get a timeout. So we'll take the timeout. We'll come back. More basketball from UMA after this.
I didn't really think about going to college after high school. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I worked for a marine construction company, long hours away from home. I just wasn't working with raising my son. UMA offered what I needed. Great professors, a terrific price, and a learning center close to my home. I even played on UMA's basketball team. When I graduated, I got a job right away as a medical lab technician. UMA really helped me achieve my goals in life and in my career. I love UMA. I'm really proud, and so is my son.
Garrett Alley, one of the fine student athletes here at UMA. Again, congratulations to Brandon Rogers. He was named USCAA Player of the Week. Averaged 25.5 points, 15.7 rebounds per game for the preceding week. Of course, you heard from Ariante Lee at halftime. Women's game will be coming up, but she earned her honors, averaging double digits in points at 19, rebounds 12, assists 10, and she also averaged 4.5 blocks and 1.5 steals per game. Pretty darn good there for the Texas gunslinger, Ariante Lee. 6:20 left in this one, 78-57. So the ball thrown away as couldn't get the entry into Chesley. No hurry now here for Eastern Maine. They can run the shot clock down each time a little bit, and that should be part of what they're thinking here. Sterling got along the baseline. Gregory went up with the one-hander and got it home. Gregory's played a good floor game and good offensively tonight. That was swatted away by Sterling. Mowed it inside. And that was a nice dish off, and
Basket by number 22, Caleb McGuire.
McGuire finished. .1 lead. Calinero.
25, Brian Candelario.
Candelario with the finish. 82-59. Dished inside. Chesley, no. They'll call the foul. Going Sterling, I believe.
Fouls number 32, Tyrone Sterling, his third, team 10th.
I know if Nate pointed out that Coach Steve Rich is over getting a coffee, Nate, is he?
That's what he's doing.
He's over getting a coffee. He's pulling a Red Auerbach. No cigars. You can't smoke inside anymore like the redhead did. He used to light up the cigar, of course, with the Celtics got ahead. Coach Rich is over getting a coffee. 4:47 left here. Brittany, when we go down here, Brittany, widen out here. I've never seen this.
30-second timeout.
Yeah, stay right on this a little bit. I wonder if coaches come back for the timeout. I love it. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so we'll get the timeout. We're going to take a break. We'll have a coffee. We'll come back after this.
Is your local school or group looking to raise money?
Our goal at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise you the most amount of money in the shortest period of time, hassle-free.
It's brought in thousands of dollars to our program. It's allowed us to elevate our program to the next level.
The customer service that we get from the employees at Maine Athletic Fundraising, guiding us through the entire fundraiser, is second to none. So we're able to have a great fundraiser, have a great time doing it, involve the community, and at the end of the day, raise the most amount of money in a short period of time.
We're back. We're not sure. Actually, we really couldn't tell. Well, it was one of the coaches over there. We just got kicked out of it. Don't read any deep thought into that. No. That just was funny. I don't know if that was head coach Steve Rich or not. We don't know. Popped outside, no. So 82-63.
Sterling, his fourth.
I'm guessing that was one of the assistant coaches, Nate, over there. 82-63. Oh! It's a good thing they didn't have a full bench, or somebody could have got plowed into. .412 left. EMCC with the commanding lead. Played a good second half. Ches got caught with a push as he laid the lumber on one of the guys underneath. Candelario, I think, went flying to the baseline. Compliments of Keith Chesley. Inside of 4 minutes. Here comes Jesse. Jesse dunks for 2.
Jesse Smith.
So stay with us. We'll power this game down. Start up anew for the women's. Tipped away by Rogers. Fast return on that one as the Eastern Maine Community College women's team was coming out. Kylie Fogg got it from Hamden. Got it right back. Dininger, high post. Tickled her on the perimeter. This Fields brings it out. Rogers, another rebound. He gets a lot of rebounds. 3-point attempt, Irwin. No. Underneath. Chesley finishes. Got hot.
Basket by number 30, Keith Chesley.
Keith always working hard inside. Board banging.
This is kind of interesting here.
Ball number 32, Tyrone
68 to 82.
Disqualified.
Another possession, they could get it to a 12-point lead. Knock it down from what it was at one point, a 22-point lead, correct?
Yeah. Well, what you would think that Eastern Maine Community College wants to do is they want to take some time off that shot clock. There's no need for them to come down and bomb away. They should take every tick they can. With 3:18 left, they they only need a couple of possessions to run it down. I mean,
we've seen that UMA doing a very good job on the opposite, coming down and firing right away.
Yeah, which is what they need to do. Well, there you go. That's I think a misplaced shot. They get lucky to get the rebound.
Yeah.
And the steal. It's loose. Voss has got it. He got fouled, yeah.
And that's going to stop the clock and send him to the line.
Fouls number 3, Carl Francis, his third.
Third on Francis. A little shoot. 1-1. Well, UMA in the. This is Nick Moody. Now in the game here for the Boots. Rings it home. $12-point lead. Eastern Maine. Almost cut in half. They did with this one, though. Have cut that 22-point lead in half, and it's not much over a minute. This could be even better. It is.
Pass is good by number 24, Kevin Irwin.
10-point lead in the turnover.
And again, right here, if you're UMA on this offensive possession, you want to get a good shot in a quick manner. So either take the ball to the hole, get fouled, stop the clock, and get to the free throw line, or get a good open shot. Makeable shot is the most important part.
Right. They don't need a three.
Nope. Keep chipping away. It sounded like it was tipped.
Yeah, it sounded like it was tipped.
I think the officials are going to conference here.
It was either tipped or one of the worst passes in the history of basketball, so I don't think it was that. I think it was definitely tipped. It changed trajectory. So it'll be UMaine on the basket here now. Got 2:52 left. So UMaine will need to match up on the D, and Eastern Maine will need to chew some clock. This is Gregory back in the game. He's had a terrific floor game, terrific all-around game for
really has.
Gregory. St. Petersburg. He's done a lot of good things on the basketball floor tonight. There's a steal. And that is a statement.
Basket by number 24, Kevin Irwin.
All right. 82-74. Eastern Maine looks a little bit lackadaisical with the basketball. Coach Ford
The
saying,
assistant coach on the bench is trying to call a timeout. The officials are not giving it to him because he is an assistant.
So they'll take the timeout. So won't we. We'll come back. We'll finish this one up after this.
I didn't really think about going to college after high school. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I worked for a marine construction company, long hours away from home. I just wasn't working with raising my son. UMA offered what I needed. Great professors, a terrific price, and a learning center close to my home. I even played on UMA's basketball team. When I graduated, I got a job right away as a medical lab technician. UMA really helped me achieve my goals in life and in my career. I love UMA. I'm really proud, and so is my son. I didn't really think about going.
So it wasn't a while ago that a 22-point lead was had by Eastern Maine Community College, and we were starting to talk up the women's game that was coming up and wanting a good effort by both teams. So 2:05 left, Nate. It's 82-74.
Yeah, and UMA finds themselves in a pretty good position, and they can be aggressive here. They still have 2 fouls to give before they put them on the line, so they can go for a steal. But they got to play really good man-to-man defense here, which it looks like they're playing a zone.
Well, they might be just doubling up on the inside here, playing some basket line. Out of bounds. Irwin on the inbound defense. It comes all the way out high. It's going to be McCormick with it now. DeAnthony McCormick. He's picked up by Smith. Get it off to Gregory. He's a point guard, Jared Gregory. 1:53. Shot clock at 2. Shot clock violation. There's your defense. And so that saves him a foul.
Yep, great job there by Coach Ford telling his team not to foul in that situation. The shot clock's running down, so you're playing against the clock. They pushed the ball out onto the exterior of the perimeter. They had no chance at a shot at all. Great coaching, good defense by UMA there.
82-74. UMane's had some luck taking it to the hole. Chesley's got a 3 lined up. Got it! 82-77. Big 3 by Ches. Calandero dishes inside. It's off of Easton Maine. White basketball. Well, isn't this something? 82-77. Easton Maine steps up on the pressure. He'll match up in man. A 3. In and out won't go. Ahead of the pack. Not finished, but a good follow, not gone. Numbers. Rogers. Chesley, he just hit one. He got doubled up. Now he goes. And Coach calls timeout. Good call by Coach Ford. They were looking at that spot earlier, Nate, as it being a little slippery there. And they came out and did something with that spot earlier. Chesley went down, did a smart thing, made a dribble while he was down. You're going to see it on the screen right here as Brittany gets in on it. The officials are grouped around that one spot. Ches went down, and as he went down, he pulled a Harlem Globetrotters act and dribbled while he was down on the floor. It gave Coach Ford the opportunity to take the timeout.
Right, because he retained possession. He was still dribbling. If he had lost it, then they would have been a turnover.
So we got a 5-point game, Nate. This one was, they were halfway onto the bus. So we're going to have an exciting final minute of play here. It'll be Moose basketball when we come back in. UMA without a timeout. That's it. They've used them all. Tried to get to Rogers. They didn't. They got it into McGuire. He got stripped away. Calandero.
You got to stop the clock
looped.
here.
They've got to get after the basketball here, so they've got to double up on the basketball. 21 on the shot clock and now a foul, but that's not going to send them a foul line. It's only a 6th foul.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that you're not going to get a potential to get the ball back here on a missed foul shot. So it works to your disadvantage of being too away from
what you got to do
bonus.
is you got to go for the steal if you foul. That's fine, right off. You got to get after the ball. You got to foul right here, and that's what they do with 35 seconds left. That's the play. They fouled Gregory.
It's still a decent amount of time. There's 35 seconds left. You got to go down and shoot right away, and then play good defense.
Well, what you got to do is rebound or miss. That's the first thing you've got to do. Eastern Maine, you got to execute down the stretch at the free throw line. Well, there's your miss, and there's your free throw, and here come the numbers. 33 seconds left, as you see. Irwin went up, got fouled. Took it to the hole. He's going to have 2. Clock won't tick.
Yeah, that's
good execution. They only needed 2 there, Nate.
Yeah, I thought Jesse Smith did a great job. 1, first getting the rebound, and 2, he automatically started pushing the ball up and left 3 EMCC defenders right behind him. So they had numbers going right down.
There's a foul.
Foul number 30, Team Chesley, his 4th.
Execution at the free throw line. Needed by both teams here, and not seeing it. This would be 1-1. Is the make. McCormick. It's a 2-possession game now, a 6-point lead. Make it 3. Doesn't. 2-point. And nice finish. No timeouts, remember. That's the disadvantage. They've got to stop the clock. You've got to go for steal, and you've got to...
Foul number 24, Devin Irwin, his third, teammate, ninth.
Ninth team foul. Gotta go. And that's going to do it. So, value and effort here by UMA as they really came back. They no quit in this club, and they a 22-point lead almost evaporated for Eastern Maine Community College. But they'll hold on. They'll go and win this one 83-79. Well, we're going to take a break between games. We come back, we'll have the women's game. Good job by the UMaine men coming back, but they come up a little bit short. We'll see you for the next game. So long, everybody.